Excuse me, bro. Is your name Nick?
It is.
Lockie.
Hey.
Lovely to meet you. What I do, Nick, is I run an interview show where we interview business owners and entrepreneurs and pass their advice to the younger generation. Would you have 30 seconds for a quick interview?
Sure.
Awesome. Should we go in front of the Lambo?
Yeah.
So, Nick, what do you do with yourself?
I founded a business called Midnight Health most recently. I run digital health, provide telehealth, pharmacy delivery services across a couple of different brands to about over 200,000 Australians.
How did you actually get started in the business game?
So I founded my first startup in 2008. I spent a couple of years of having a whole bunch of failures, not a lot of success, but a whole bunch of lessons. Went and got a job when I finally ran out of money, and then 12 months later, I jumped straight back into starting a business again. So I started with a marketing degree, and then ultimately used my marketing skills and knowledge over time to basically learn how to start businesses and grow them.
So how long have you been in business for now, Nick?
So started my first startups in 2008. Midnight Health we launched in 2021, so that's been going for about 4 years now. We've just recently been acquired by NIB, the health insurer.
Over your 16 or 17 years in business, what do you think the most important thing you've learned would be?
I would say persistence. So I think at the end of the day, the thing that leads to a lot of entrepreneurs failing is not being able to persist and work through those kind of hard times, right? So I think over time, you build a formula, you build a playbook so that you ultimately have more success with each new venture because you become better at understanding it. And I think a lot of people are not willing to persevere or kind of don't have the motivation to keep going through those stages when it inevitably always gets tough.
If you could give some advice to someone that's 18 or 19, Nick, that's about to leave school and enter the world of business, what do you think your advice would be?
I would say focus on becoming really good and talented at one skill. So one thing that I've found some entrepreneurs or people have a desire to start businesses is that they'll jump from one thing to the next and never actually become an expert in anything. And the reality is that if you continually hone a craft and become better and better at it, then over time, inevitably, you will start to be able to build a way to achieve or create success within that industry or that niche. So I think pick one thing and continue at it and continue focusing and building and developing your skills. Don't get distracted by all the shiny lights of jumping from one niche to another, because inevitably you get to a point where 10 years later you don't actually have any skills to do anything.
Over your journey in business, what do you think's been the highlight for you so far?
At the end of the day, when I sold my last business, Search Factory, it was a digital marketing agency. We sold that to a big global media company. That was actually the highlight of my career. I think that was the first time I'd had any proper real success. That bought me my first Lambo before I had this one. So as someone who kind of didn't come from money, being able to get to a point where I'd sold that first business and saw that money hit the bank was pretty exciting.
Nick, it's awesome to meet you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, great to meet you.